Greetings, my beloved Black people. Welcome back to the plight and struggle of Black people in America. As you know, we always have guests that has care, concern, and love for Black people, and that's the primary reason we're here. So I'm always say, without further delay, we're gonna bring our guests.
Peace.
Yeah,
What's going
yeah,
on, brother?
yeah. Hey, brother Fahim, how you doing, man?
Oh man, everything is good, man. I can't complain. Praise be to Allah.
I know that's
Glad you
right.
glad you having me on here on this beautiful day.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you're willing to be here, man, because as you know, like I've talked different times on here, I'll say, and because most times when I have a guest, it's people I've known 10, 20, even longer years. One sister one time here local, she has a PhD in education, Dallas,
Mhm.
Texas. I met her probably 2 weeks before I had her as a guest. And then one time it's
Mhm.
this brother that I know named Mayhem the Mentor. He's an
Mhm.
author here in Dallas, wrote a couple of books. One of them is Black Massacres. It's about 27 well-documented Black massacres here in America against Black people. This is dated since the start of the Civil War. Okay.
Wow.
Well, anyway, one time we were at a book signing, and a friend of his came and had him on the show the very next day, right?
Mhm.
And then you, brother Fahim, uh, I think we spoke through Facebook more than once, I think. But I know that
Yeah.
somehow we kind of got to this point through a situation with a brother that we both are acquainted through Facebook. I don't think either of us know him personally. I don't know if you do. I know I don't. But I feel, different things. This was interesting to me, brother Fahim. Sometimes, depending on the individual, their aura is so great and strong, you can feel it even through this technology. You feel me? And some
Right.
people are like that, So either way, something led me and you to come together and talk about what we can do to help our people, help ourselves. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Just a little bit over here. Yeah. The brother that you speaking about, we did a bill one time on my channel, and this was on my Days Under God channel. And
Mm-hmm.
the brother, he used to be in the Nation of Islam, according to him,
Okay.
and
Okay.
he not in the Nation of Islam no more, but he just has a lot of just ill thoughts
Well,
towards
let
the
me ask
nation.
you this, brother. Uh, do you know where he went from the Nation of Islam? Because I know several brothers that were in the Nation of Islam because
Mm,
that podcast you spoke on, I watched it, right? And I'm from Philadelphia. I came
mm,
to Dallas, Texas when I was 20 in the year of
yes
1980.
sir.
I'm 62 now, right? And I heard
Okay.
y'all talk a lot about the situation with the Nation of Islam in Philadelphia. I think if y'all didn't mention Philly, y'all mentioned Wallace D. Muhammad. So that's the same thing for me because
Right.
that brother had Philadelphia when
Mm,
Elijah Muhammad was alive. Now, when I listen to some of y'all talk, and I know what I know from my life in Philly under that situation, I'm wondering,
mm.
okay, what year did Elijah Muhammad die?
Well,
Do you
it is said
recall?
that, yeah, in 1975, it is said that
Okay, yeah. See, this is what I do. I ask questions here. A lot of times, this was something over there. Okay, now,
mm,
how old were you in 1975?
1975. I was born in 1972. I'm a
That's three
72
at the
baby.
best. That's three at the best, brother. So
So
anyway,
I
at that time,
yeah.
that like I say, that's three at the best. So
Right,
everything you talking about got to be something you heard, right? You didn't witness it.
right,
Not when you was going down. I did.
right.
Okay. You say 75?
Yeah.
I was
Yes sir.
15. I was
Okay.
15. Okay, now, but I'm only just giving that date for understanding of my situation in the situation. You hear me? Anyway,
Hmm.
at that point, this was the talk was because I ain't never
Hmm.
been a member of no religious organization or group ever. Okay, but I know about a lot of them. So
Right.
anyway, what the talk was at that time in the community, North Philly, straight ghetto, and they was in there. They did a lot of good. Okay.
Right.
The talk was when Elijah Muhammad died, they called it the New Resurrection. Did you know that?
Right. Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, so that's what the talk was, and then you already know that was the bringing of the NOI under Worf Dean, Wallace D, however you know him, to what they said was
Right.
Al-Islam or Orthodox Islam, correct?
Right. Yes,
Well,
sir.
okay, I say correct because I'm thinking you know, even though you was a baby, but like I
Yes,
didn't
sir.
know Malcolm when he was alive. I'm just saying that to say, but when I found out about Malcolm, I was grown, but I love Malcolm to this day. You feel me? So
Yes,
I
sir.
know, you know how that goes. You ain't got to be there to build it right. So that
Yeah.
was interesting. And okay, for my knowledge and what they did in Philadelphia, my lifetime and childhood, all that good stuff, there was rampant gang violence in Philadelphia. Okay. In 1972, I was 12. And the Vietnam War situation was going on, right? And it was more black youth killed in North Philadelphia, or in Philadelphia, I'm sorry, through gang violence than there was in Vietnam War in 1972 per capita. So people talk about these days and this, that. What days? It ain't never been safe in the streets in the hood, ever. I'm looking at 50 years back, I can account for. So when they talking about that it was safe? When was that? So anyway, bro, you go ahead. Let's talk about some of your stuff for the nation. And it was this group called Mothers Against Gang War that helped stop the gang violence in Philadelphia in 1975 and the Nation of Islam. They did it together. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a real interesting time, back then. Again, I was, still a little
Yeah, you
jitterbug,
was
you
a
know what I
fella,
mean?
man, little fella. You was a
You
baby,
know,
actually.
yeah, still I was a little jit back then, but at the end of the day, today, we could go back and we can see the history and we can study, a lot of the things that went on, back then to, basically kind of get answers today, you know what I'm saying, to kind of
Right,
guide us.
absolutely. But it's a bit different when you literally physically live it and experience it. That's a bit different than seeing it on video or
Oh yeah,
reading it in a
yeah.
book.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because now you involve the emotional side of it or the shock value, if you will, or you know what I'm saying? You experience that when you live it. But
Oh
when you
man.
go back and just study the history or whatever, you may not get that type of feeling because you didn't actually see it happen or didn't, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you can just study the facts and just get an understanding,
And
basically,
just
of what
like
went
I
on.
mentioned earlier, though, some individuals, though, their aura is so fantastic, if that's the word that's most fitting, that you can feel what they're about, even their aura through technological devices. Some people have that,
Right,
some people don't. Most people probably don't, but some people do. Malcolm
right,
does. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Yeah.
right,
So, yeah, it's just as long as black people can understand that everybody's against us, then all of us need to be for us. You
right,
see?
right,
That's the remedy.
right,
When you're the target of all society, you need to be united in that society.
right,
And
right.
we can do the best we can, and there's going to be people that see it like you do and don't. But the point is, nobody's expecting the 100% of black people to come together. There's any people that's 100% together. That's not the goal. The goal is that those that are like-minded come together and work together with that
Right,
mindset of
right,
all for one and one for all. And then we can
right.
be successful. Then at that point, the bandwagon people will definitely come aboard. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, yeah, when you look all through the scriptures and stuff like that, because this is what we're taught, in the Nation of Islam, and even as 5%ers, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches that, the scriptures is like the roadmap. You know what I mean? If you don't know where you're going, you could always, look at the scripture. If you have the right or the correct understanding of the scripture, you can use it as a map, you know what I'm saying, to, navigate your way through life, today.
So now,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
in that
Hmm.
respect, and let's relate it to like trades. Are you familiar with trades like plumbing? Let's say you might be a master plumber, you might be a journeyman, or you might be an apprentice. You familiar with those statuses?
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm
Yes,
thinking
sir.
that. So I'm thinking that for what you said to know what to do about it, you have to at least be a journeyman, right? Because the apprentice would know what to look for to understand those verses, correct? So
Yeah,
how do you
yeah.
how you connect that gap from the fella that's in earnest, but he just don't have the knowledge or wisdom to comprehend the scriptures?
Well, and that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? And this is where that uh intercessor comes in,
Mm-hmm.
if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
that mediator, that one in that middleman, you know what I'm saying? In this case, that's like your mother. You know, how do you understand, you know, God in the universe? You get that nurturing first through your mother because you come through her womb, you know what I'm saying? From the
Mm-hmm.
essence of the universe. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, likewise, same thing today, you know, we go back and we study the origin of where things come from. And by looking at that, you understand that there's a law, there's a principle. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
There's a
right.
principle of order, there's a principle of mathematics. Once you understand the law of order, mathematics, this gives you an idea of how things work. So even if you're not there to see it coming
Mm-hmm.
into fruition, you can pretty much put the calculations together and it kind of gives you like a trajectory of what direction or what angle it's going to come at about, and you
Is
can,
that
you know what I'm
through
saying?
is that through logic and common sense, perhaps at that point?
There you go. Exactly. Logic and
Okay.
common sense, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and this is male, this is the male characteristic, you know, like problem solving. This is a male
Absolutely. Because it's about
characteristic.
solutions for me. Yeah. So that is problem solving. Absolutely.
You
We
you
need
ever
the
see like a
solution.
you ever see like a female, sometime a woman, you know, will come to you and, you know, they'll tell you a situation, a problem or whatever. And, you know, immediately in your mind, as a, by nature, you're a person who is supposed to give solutions. You'll immediately, after hearing the story, try to come up with a solution or think what could the best solution be
That's
for this problem.
that's you're right.
She don't even ready. She's not ready for that yet. She just want to talk and live in the emotional part of the
Well,
story
check
and the,
this out though. Now you say that
yeah,
about her,
yeah,
but guess what
yeah,
though? That's that her. There's some other
right.
hers that come to you knowing that that's who
Mm,
you are. So they
yeah,
knowing you're gonna come up with a solution. That's why they came to you, brother. It's some of them hers
right.
too.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
so,
So
you know,
yeah,
just as men, you know, that's our job, in life
I
to
think
do.
so. Yeah,
So,
to have solutions, man.
yeah, definitely. You know,
Yeah.
because I mean, God had a solution when He came over here to the wilderness of North America to redeem our people. You know, 400 years ago. You know,
Right,
with
you
the
know
coming
that's
of,
another level of talking about God, right? Even one that's
yeah,
deep in
yeah,
my mind. You feel me? And but
yeah.
that's why I like to speak on the fact that our differences, you see, are
Uh-huh.
not as important as our likenesses. Because we're gonna have
Right.
differences. But as
True indeed.
long as we have like minds to care about the well-being and betterment of our people collectively, we
Right.
good.
And that's
That
the
other stuff,
mathematics.
if you want to be a Christian, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
be a Muslim, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
be an atheist, if you want to be whatever you want to be, but you into helping people help themselves, primarily your own, it's all good. We don't have to be alike in certain ways. We just have to be like-minded, you see,
Right.
because
And that's
we
and,
were,
and that's
yeah.
and that's the original religion, if you will. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's the original, way that God or Allah or Yahweh or whatever you choose to call him, Jah,
Right, right,
whatever you want
right,
to
right.
say, that's
Right.
the original way that he wanted humanity to live. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? At the end of the day, it's like all particles and molecules in existence, scientists have proven that their goal, or they, move towards a perfecting state. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Mm-hmm.
get degenerate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if that be the case, you know what I'm saying? Hold on one second. Pardon yourself,
Mm-hmm.
God.
Mm-hmm. He blessed me bigger than what I am. Yeah.
Peace.
You all right, brother?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, everything
Okay.
good.
I
No,
thought you
I'm
might have to
actually
take off or something.
yeah. No, I'm actually up here at the store. I'm with one of my daughters or whatever up here at the store, and
Okay.
yeah. I'm like I said, I'm building with you while I'm outside, just
Hey,
chilling or whatever.
simultaneously, right? Kill how many birds you can with one stone, right?
Oh
I
yeah,
heard of
true
two, you
indeed.
might can do three.
True
Yeah, bro. But
indeed.
I tell you though, I really appreciate your willingness to even
Yeah,
take out
yeah,
the time,
yeah,
to participate in this. And I mean, we just
yeah,
met literally
yeah,
today,
yeah.
other than social media, because sometimes I think social media, those people that show and talk, those not even the people, the real people. I think
Mm,
sometimes these so-called, it'd be black people talking crazy, whatever. I think sometimes that ain't even the real person. That's a picture or whatever. It's a lot of stuff that, like, I know one trick that social media does for sure. They love doing this one. They'll
mm,
put the face of a prominent black person that don't even love black people next
mm,
to some words that you gotta love. I saw this recently. It's even on my post recently. They did it with Morgan Freeman. Some
mm,
strong words, I forget the word, but this is the thing. A lot of people probably don't know, but I've been seeing him for a long time. This brother here, he's totally against Black History Month. Morgan Freeman is, see? And
wow.
that's like, you have to wonder, don't get me wrong, I don't get really caught up in the people like he got a white wife and all that, which he does. But
Mm,
I'm just saying, sometimes you got signs and symptoms of the
mm.
people that are betraying us. You take Clarence
Yeah.
Thomas, it's not because he got no white wife, but look at his track record. But speaking of Clarence Thomas in that situation of Supreme Court, right?
Mm,
What I was there, and this on one of my other episodes,
mm,
apparently there's a prerequisite for a black person to be on the U.S. Supreme Court, and that prerequisite is having a spouse that's not black. Because we batting 1,000, 3 for 3, brother. Neither one of them
mm.
had a black spouse. Thurgood Marshall had a
Yeah,
Hawaiian
I was
wife,
just about to say Thurgood Marshall didn't have
Hawaiian,
a like that.
Hawaiian
Wow.
wife. Like the Asian Oriental type Hawaiian wife. Now she
Wow.
wasn't black. Okay, she wasn't black. I'll say that. Then
Mm,
the Clarence Thomas dude, and then
yeah.
Ketanji Brown Jackson. See, so like
Yeah.
I say, I think that's the prerequisite. You're not even
Mm.
considered if you ain't got a spouse that ain't black. I believe that you talking about 3 times in a row. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Yeah. No. No.
I
No.
don't think so.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
just hopeful that this last sister, and I got a
Right.
feeling she does, that she care about black people, and I got a feeling she does. Clarence has proved that he
Mm.
don't even like black people. He done proved it.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah.
try to say, well, maybe he's trying to wait for something big. No, that
Mm.
brother don't like black people. Period.
Yeah.
Ain't no
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean, at the end of the day, there's, and just back to the point that I was making a little earlier, just about, life and everything in existence, you know, because everything is moving towards perfecting itself and bettering itself.
hmm.
Every atom and molecule in existence in this universe,
That's
it
interesting right
it
there,
it
boy. I
it,
ain't
it
lying.
yeah, it's on a course towards perfecting or bettering itself,
But
getting
bro,
getting more information, from
but,
its surroundings,
but when
and
you
taking that
said
information in. Say it again.
when you said that part about everything is perfecting itself, it
Everything is
made me think
perfecting itself.
about, okay, now I'm not religious, but I know some things in the Bible, Quran, and some more places, right?
Mm.
Okay, surely you've heard something that's in the Bible that says the first will be last and the last will be first. Have
Yes,
you
sir.
heard that?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now I've heard that, and originally, they're saying, okay, we last, so but we're gonna be first, right? First gonna be last,
Mm.
last gonna be first. But then I know the real history of humankind. I'm like, hold up, we started out first. I mean, we were first, so they talking about first again. You feel
Yeah.
me? And when you said things are going towards perfection, boy, you just confirmed for me. That's what
Mm.
I'm thinking and feeling and knowing about
Right.
black
Right.
people. The
Yeah.
universe is cycling. It's our turn
Ah,
again. It's our turn again. See,
that's
we
it.
was already first and then had become last. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Because
Right.
we created medicine, architecture, mathematics, all that stuff.
That's right.
See, so when they were saying the first be last be first, I'm like, well, we was already first. So evidently, we could be
Yeah.
first again. And that's you
Yeah.
just hit it on. Things are going towards perfection.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why we
You
could
know.
be first again, because the
Yeah.
universe is making it
Yeah.
happen. And it's going to
Yeah.
utilize those that are the proper vessels to use
Hmm.
in this thing. And I
Right.
know
Right.
I'm one of them. I believe you one of them. I don't know you that well yet, but I believe it though. I tell you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, this is like I said, this is just basic science, and I forget the scientist's name, but uh, yeah, it was a he was a physicist, and particle physicist, and he was just basically just stating that
Right,
in
right.
this world that we live in, this you know syntax nature, saying some people say matrix or whatever it is, what I'm saying. Everything is trying to perfect itself, everything is trying to gain more information unto itself,
That's
what I'm
interesting,
saying,
man.
because of
I'm
course
loving that.
information is power, what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But here's the thing, there's an opposing force now in this universe who their nature or their goal is to uh, thwart or impede or slow down the progress of the
Which,
atom
which,
or
which, which in
say it
the
again.
human arena means to hinder black people.
Ah, you
That's what that means. Yeah,
you see
in the
where I'm
human
getting at,
arena.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
That is.
like
That's what that
at
is.
the end of the day, I just try to keep it, like
Man, I
scientific,
gotta keep
because
it real, and that's all
yeah,
good. Say it your
yeah,
way. I say
because
my way. Another brother say it his way, but we got to say
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Got
that's
to
right.
say it.
A
We
lot
got
of
to say
people,
it.
have accused, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, back in the days of, being a racist. You know,
That's interesting. Well,
they
wait a minute.
accused
Are
him
you
of
talking about white people, Caucasian people, or black people calling them a racist?
both.
Okay, well, the Caucasian, I expect that,
Shoot,
but the black people, I'm not expecting that.
my moms used to call Elijah Muhammad or Malcolm X, what I'm saying, racist, because
Based on what?
I
What
came
was
up in the
their
church, in the
concept? What
Baptist
was their
church.
concept of their mindset to say he was a racist? Do you know that part? What
They
justified that
they
mindset
used
for
it
them?
basically no different than a Kanye West using white racist people talking points. That's all it is. They really didn't study the man or know anything about the man, Elijah
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad or Malcolm X or Minister Farrakhan or whoever, these
Mm-hmm.
pro-black people, the Black Panthers. But because they listened to the white people's, white Americans talking points
And
on,
then they didn't know their own black points, so then they went with it. Because a lot of people were like, "You're talking about the type," and it's unfortunate, but we're better now. A lot of black people
right,
actually thought that the white man's
right.
ice was colder, right? So that was ignorance on various levels, correct? Because you
That's
only
true
got
too.
ice when water freezes, and how could
Yeah,
it possible? But that's just linked to the level of ignorance
yeah,
that we've
that's
lived
true.
through and made it
Yeah,
through. You feel me?
yeah,
So we
yeah,
we on
that's
our
true.
way to being self-sufficient. We just got to unite. That's it. We
Yeah,
ready.
yeah,
Yeah. We
yeah.
on the threshold, so that's the good part. And
That's
since you
true, right?
mentioned, check it out. And since you mentioned Kanye West, my thing is
Mm,
this with that fella. I don't know if you saw it, but I caught it. This
mm.
fella had something he called Black Futures Month, and he's talking about changing Black History Month in February to Black Futures. And I'm like, oh no, hands off of our ancestors and their work, hands off. And
Yeah,
that's why my first
yeah.
live was specifically on Carter G. Woodson. See, because they
Okay,
playing games, see, and I don't play. So you sure to
right.
keep your hands off our ancestors and their works. I
Yeah,
don't care if you're black, if you're white, or whoever you are. If I see you mess with our stuff, I'm gonna do anything I can to keep you off of us. And that's my
right.
problem with him. He do whatever he want to in his life, but don't mess with the
Mm,
ancestors' work. Not on my
right,
watch.
right, right,
That's
right.
about my.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
do that other stuff. That ain't my business. I don't care nothing about it.
yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like Kanye used, white racist American talking points, and that's why he was making the statement about George Floyd. He really didn't die from the cop putting his knee on his neck. He really died because he was a junkie and he
See,
was
and I'm hearing these
overdosed on
things for the
fentanyl, and
first
that's what
time
he.
from
And,
you.
and you
Yeah.
hear a lot of white racist people saying those talking points,
See,
but
I don't. brother, I'm
Go
so
ahead.
focused. I'm so focused on what's good for black people. I don't even be knowing
Mm,
to talk on that stuff. I be
yeah.
so focused. Just like what you said about I know nothing about he said this, said I don't care nothing about that. Once I saw the fact that this brother in the midst of trying to do something to hurt Black History Month, I mean, I even saw him before with jackets with Confederate flags on them and stuff like that. That ain't good. But okay, that's you. Do your business. I mind my business. But when you start messing with our black ancestors, that becomes my business too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I kind of, and this is just me. I'm gonna just speak for myself. At this point, like I kind of have an issue with people saying, "Oh, Kanye, oh man, he's calculated, he's intelligent, he's no,
They can have
no."
that, man. They can have all that. I promise you.
One
And
one
let me
one
tell
thing
you something.
about it. Go
Go ahead,
ahead.
bro. Okay, I was gonna say
Uh,
something I think is unfortunate. I've seen
mm,
this. I think this
mm,
guy named Dr. Boyce Watkins. I've seen
right.
people talk about Kanye one way before they said he was worth $6 billion. And then they talk
Mm,
about him another way after the $6 billion announcement. Man, that ain't something wrong with that. So what
yeah.
that mean? You got a price that would determine if you care or not, if you love or not, if you believe or not. That's the problem, and that's the unfortunate part. A lot of times the oppressed take on the ways of the oppressor. And these
Right.
oppressors
Right.
love material things, and too many black people have got too caught up in loving material things. And I tell
Mm,
young people,
mm.
I've been dealing with young people for 30 years, and I tell them this. The telltale sign of love, don't love nothing that can't love you back. That's what I tell
That's
them.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, see, so,
That's right.
and that's what it looked like. How do you look at this man one way? Okay, however, he talking stupid stuff. But just
Mm,
because he come to $6 billion now, the same fella, stupid, smart, or whatever he is, but you look at
mm,
him different because of the money, because what you're a person that idolize material things. Because
mm,
if he was
mm,
talking stupid, it didn't make sense. Now he got $6 billion. You want to be friendlier, you want to be
mm,
nicer, you want to treat him more tender and kind. I
mm.
don't sell my soul ever, so they can
Yeah,
have it.
yeah. I mean,
They can have
just
it.
the fact that, he's apologized, just like how everybody else, Nick
To who? Who
Cannon
did he apologize to?
and
Black people? He apologized to
no,
black people? You say the
not that
fact
I
that he
heard of.
apologized, but who did he apologize to?
He didn't apologize to no black people. He apologized to the small hats.
Well, if he didn't apologize to black people, then shoot, it ain't important in
You
my
know,
mind.
the
But yeah,
the,
but
the glow in
since that
the
came
glow
up,
in the
but yeah,
dark
forget
view.
that dude, man. But the thing of it is, when can I have you back? That's what I want to know.
Oh man, like shoot, just what I'm saying, all you gotta do is hit me,
Okay,
whenever, and we could
okay,
definitely,
yeah, yeah.
get back on and do a little, chop it up some more. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man, because when y'all, because I watched that piece you said, brother, you alive had did, and
Mm,
that was interesting when y'all was talking about the era of when I was
right.
growing up. I grew up in the '60s and '70s in Philadelphia,
Mm,
and like I say,
mm,
Wallace B. Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad's son, that was his city. It was
right.
one way. When Elijah was alive, and then as soon as he died, there was a lot of different things went on. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you remember this or even seen it. At one
Mm,
point, I think it was after Elijah died. At one point, they even had white guys in suits as Nation of Islam, Fruit of Islam. Did you ever see that? They even had
back
white
during the
guys
time,
back
back
right
during the time
around
of
when Elijah Muhammad first died.
they
Right around
probably
there.
did. Yeah, they
Right, but did
probably
you ever
did
see
because
them though? I mean, I actually saw them.
no,
That was
I
so
never,
different.
yeah, I
Yeah,
never seen them. Yeah, I never seen that before, but I wouldn't doubt it
I
because
saw it.
again, his mantra was more, we're not racist. He wanted to move us more
Okay, well, check
towards an
this out, brother.
orthodox
Things
Sunni.
keep popping up. Things keep popping up. And I want to see, did you see this? I saw this. Do you know about Farrakhan having a big farm in Michigan?
Having a big farm.
Yes, where he said him and his family lives. You know anything about that?
I'm not really, no, I don't know anything about that.
Okay, I think it's on YouTube. It's Farrakhan himself. And
Uh,
he called himself Farmer Farrakhan in
uh,
jest. But ultimately, he ended up saying that him and his family live around these other farms, around all these Caucasians, he said even. And he
mm,
said during Christmas, he give them all 50 pounds of peas, his neighbors. But
okay.
yeah, but I'm saying what happened to the separation from them? What happened to that talk?
Yeah,
And you right
yeah.
in the midst of all these white folks on the farm, But what happened to
yeah,
the separate and talk? That's what I'm curious
yeah,
about. What happened to that?
yeah. Yeah, I never heard anything, or I know like the Nation of Islam has farmland, and I know even right down here in Georgia, in the state of Georgia, they have farmland out
Well,
here.
okay, just listening to the piece, the impression I got, this one Nation Islam farm, this was the Farrakhan's farm. Now, NOI, like what you just said.
Oh,
Yeah, this
oh,
Farrakhan's
his
farm,
own,
the
his own
family's farm. He
personal.
said family, the family,
Oh, okay,
around other
okay,
white
yeah, yeah.
families. So
Right,
I'm
right, right.
surprised. And I got that piece. I'll send it to you when we finish.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
I
on
have to check that
YouTube.
out.
He's had a great gab. As a matter of fact, he started out introducing his wife. I
Uh,
forget how many years, long time. But he say whenever he moved place, he mentioned Boston, this place, that she makes friends for him. That's what a good
mm,
wife does, what the brother said.
right.
And he
Okay.
mentioned how she has even made friends with him there in Michigan.
Mm,
And went on
wow.
to mention that these white farms, he's around these white people, white
Mm,
families, and give them these
mm,
50 pounds of peas during Christmas. And I'm like, wow, when did that happen? I don't
right.
know. But I saw a brother
Yeah, yeah.
minister say it. So that's interesting to me, just based
Yeah.
on that concept of the separating. Because for me personally, I never
Uh,
felt like we should just all lump up in one place, because we setting ourselves up for some more of these, brother. Black massacres, you feel me? We done
yeah.
had 27 of them. But guess what? That's
Mm,
so shocking to me. Out of
mm,
27 of them, I knew about Black Wall Street, which is the in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I knew
right.
about Rosewood, which is in Florida. But
Florida.
guess
Right.
what? Black Wall Street out of 27 was the 23rd massacre. So that means they've
Mm,
been tearing us up for a minute, homeboy. That was and I'm
mm,
just hearing about those two massacres within the last 10 years for sure, if not 5. You feel me?
right.
So yeah, we
Yeah.
got some things to do, and the great part is compared to like 60s and 70s. I heard a brother in West Dallas the other week say we was
Mm,
more ready to be united then. Now we were more united in our mindset, but I told him, but we didn't have the paper yet. We didn't have the money. 60s,
right.
70s. But
Right.
now we got everything. We got the money, we got the resources, we got everything, but the proper mindset of being united. But we ready. Otherwise, we got everything else. We got
Well,
yeah.
one of the main things that we need that we don't have, and what we should have had back then, was a military. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely we need that, because one thing that black people don't understand, is business means warfare. You know what I'm saying? I
I
mean,
hear
that's
what you're
just
saying, but you possibly maybe like okay, when you say military, my mind thinks government. Okay, so we're not the
yeah. Well,
government
well,
internally. I'm
well.
saying unless you're talking about like the original Black Panthers did, I'm saying we can't win that kind of fight. You feel me?
Mm,
We can't
right,
win that kind of fight. We want to be in it to win it,
right,
right? We
right.
can't win.
Yeah, I'm talking
Now
about
if you
government.
got
You know.
right, but that's what I'm saying. But we got rights now. We can have rights. Like okay, the strides made 67, but we decided to party
Mm,
after that. When you make certain
mm,
accomplishments, then you got to be protective of those accomplishments. Well, we made that mistake
right.
before, but we know better now. You see, so these
Exactly.
27
Right.
matches, they won't happen again. No, we
Right.
ready.
Right.
We ready.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just got
That's
to
why I
get a
said that. Yeah. That's why I said if
perfect
it's that's
example
one
again,
lesson.
like this book, right? Black
Mm,
excellence. We don't have plenty of black
right.
excellence, right? And this is what they say: pull yourself up by your bootstraps, right? That's what
Right.
we did through black excellence. But then when we pulled ourselves up, what they do? The black masters.
Pull us
After
back
we did,
down.
so we pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps, and then they
Yeah.
massacred us. So
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
that won't happen 27 more times,
Well,
brother.
well, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Again,
But
the black military, black, some black
yeah,
arms,
protection or
taking,
something because
protection. Yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
ultimately, yeah, a nation is a government. So yeah, we want our own government or our own nation. That is the calling that even scripturally, God, like how He told Moses, told the fellow, let my people go. Like he wanted them to go off and independently start their own nation or their own government. He didn't want them to have any ties, with the former slave master or taskmaster. So
right.
likewise, in this situation, the same thing, black people need to have some sort of military or some sort
Right.
of militia or some sort
This is
of,
the thing.
way to
Yeah.
defend themselves.
Mhm. Are you familiar with the Hidden Hidden Colors series with this Tariq brother?
Yes,
Hidden
sir.
Colors. Okay,
Yes,
have you
sir.
seen 5? Because I heard 5 speak to the military part.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't see the last one. I
I've
might have seen
seen 1 through
snippets of it
4,
though.
but 5 is speaking
Yeah.
specifically to that. So check that out.
Mm,
And we'll both check it
right.
out, then talk
Right.
about it. Because I've been speaking to check it out for a while, and I've been having it for a minute. So let's make a
Yeah.
goal that me and you, we both will have watched 5 of the Hidden Colors
Mm,
series before we get back
okay.
together on here. How about that?
Yeah. 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 We could definitely get
Yeah,
back together and jump on it. Yeah. And then like I
yeah.
said, we could talk some business as well because I think you mentioned black business and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
how
we had a
important
lot
it is.
that we thought about, but the thing of it is, everything
Yeah.
that we talk about is needed. So
Right.
that just means
Right.
we have to
Right.
do more of these. That's what that means.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, definitely. I look forward to it, brother.
absolutely, my man. And I'm gonna have to get your address, send you a book or two, and man, we'll talk about it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. You
Okay.
stay strong, man. Stay on task. Handle your business.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And again, thanks for having me. You know what I'm saying? And
I
whenever we
will.
get together again, I want to, jump back off into some of this good old history and science and stuff, because that's
Okay.
pretty much my religion. Science.
Okay, well, we're gonna let you then
Nature.
because I didn't mean to talk as much as I did this time, so we sure gonna let you.
Oh
I
yeah.
talked a
Oh
little
yeah.
too much, but yeah, we gonna let you. You just tell me when, we'll make it happen, man. Any day of the
Okay,
week.
then, brother.
All right,
Okay,
brother, you
no
stay
doubt.
strong. All right, peace
All
and
right.
love.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Absolutely. That's my
Peace.
man. Stay strong. Oh, I love my people, beautiful black people. I love my people, beautiful black people. Black people.